And decimals. Three people, Korir, Wangare, and Hassan, contributed money to start a business. Korir contributed a quarter of the amount and Wangare two-fifths of the remainder. Hassan's contribution was 1.5 times that of Korir. They borrowed the rest of the amount from the bank, which was 60,000 shillings less than Hassan's contribution. Find the total amount required to start the business. Now let's have some statistics first. Korir contributed a quarter of the amount. Wangari contributed two-fifths of the remainder. Now if Korir contributed a quarter, from a whole number, if you subtract a quarter, you get three quarters. So Wangari contributed three quarters, two-fifths of three quarters, which is 3/10. Hassan contributed 1.5 of Koril's amount, so it is 3/2. That is just 1.5 written in proper fraction of a quarter. It becomes 3/8. The total contribution, we have that of Koril a quarter, Wangare 3/10, and Hassan 3/8, which is 37/40. Now, the amount they borrowed, to have a whole number, we need 40/40. Then subtract what they contributed, 37/40. So they borrowed 3/40. Now we are told, if you take the difference between Hassan's contribution, that is 3/8, minus what they borrowed, 3/40, we have 3/10, which is equivalent to 60,000 shillings. Now, if 3/10 is equivalent to 6,000 shillings, what about 10/10? 10/10 multiplied by 60,000 multiplied by speak of 3/10, which is 10/3, gives us 200,000 shillings. So they borrowed 200,000 shillings. Evaluate a third of 2 3/4 minus 5 3/4 multiplied by 3 6/7 divided by 9/4. First we shall work this part in brackets and off. We can also work the division part because it is far away from the others. Now, the part in the bracket first, if you change 2 3/4 into proper fraction, becomes 11/4. 5 3/4 becomes 23/4. Now, work out, we find that we have 12/4, the part in the bracket. Now we are getting a third of it. The other part, because I say it is very far, we can work it out, so that 3 6/7 becomes 27/3, and then divide by 9/4. We can turn that into reciprocal so that we multiply by 4/9. You can see 9 enters comfortably into 27 3 times, so that we remain with 3 here. So 3 times 4, we get 12. And then it becomes 12/7. So the other part is, you can see 12/7. And this part here, the bracket we have worked it, we have gotten negative 12/4. So take a third of that, and then multiply by 12/7. We get our answer as negative 1 and 5/7. Three people, Odawa, Muliwa, and Amoeba, contributed money to purchase a flour mill. Odawa contributed a third of the amount. Muliwa contributed 3/8 of the remaining amount, and Amina contributed the rest of the amount. The difference in contribution between Muliwa and Amina was 40,000 shillings. Calculate the price of the flour mill. Now let's have some statistics. We have Odawa contributing a third. We have Muliwa contributing 3 over 8 of the remaining amount. Now if we have contributed a third, what is remaining is 2/3. So 3 over 8 of 2/3, we get a quarter. Now Amina, we are told he contributed one. Look here, you say Amina contributed the rest of the amount. Now the rest of the amount, we have to find out the total of what Odawa contributed plus what Muliwa contributed, and then we subtract it from the whole amount, which is a whole fraction. Let's say 1. Now if we do so, we found out that Amina contributed 5 over 12 of the amount. Now here we have been told something. Amina and Muliwa's contribution. If you subtract Amina's and Muliwa's contribution, you get 40,000 shillings. Now, Amina contributed 5 over 12. Muliwa contributed a quarter. If you subtract 5 over 12 and a quarter, we get a fraction of a 6, 1 over 6. And that 1 over 6 is equivalent to 4,000 shillings. Now, what about the whole fraction, 6 over 6? 6 over 6 multiplied by 40,000 shillings multiplied by the reciprocal of 1 over 6, which is 6 over 1, we get 240,000 shillings. That is the price of the flour mill. Now, look at this sum. You have been told, work out the following, giving your answer as a mixed number in its simplest form. Now we have 2 over 5 divided by a half of 4 over 9 less 1 and 1 over 10. All over 1/8 minus a 6 minus 3 over 8. Now, first of all, we work this part of off. So it shall be a half of 4 over 9. And then we after that we work this division part. Now, a half of 4 over 9 we get 9 over 2. Then multiply by 2 over 5th. Less the other one, 1 over 10, I've changed it to improper fraction, it becomes 11 over 10. Now the denominator we work the part of multiplication first. So it's a 6 multiplied by 8 over 3, we get 3 over 48. So we have 1 over 8 minus 3 over 48 for the denominator. Now the numerator, after multiplying 2 over 5 and 9 over 2, we get 9 over 5 less 11 over 10. The denominator, it becomes, we have changed, found the LCM between 8 and 48, so that I can be able to subtract an 8 and 3 over 48. So it becomes 6 minus 3 over 48. I also find the LCM for the numerator, so that I'm able to subtract 9 over 5 and 11 over 10. It becomes 18 minus 11 all over 10. So if you simplify the numerator, I get 7 over 10, the denominator 3 over 40. We are dividing that. We can as well as multiply by the reciprocal of 3 over 40. It becomes 7 over 10 multiplied by 48 over 3. And then the answer gives us is 11 and a fifth. Evaluate the following. 3 over 4 plus 1 and 5 over 7 divided by 4 over 7 of 2 and a third all over in brackets 1 and 3 over 7 minus. Now evaluate 2. Now evaluate 2 and a quarter plus 3/5 divided by 5 over 6 of 2 and 2/5 all over 1 and 7/10. Now we shall work the part of first for the numerator. If we work it, it will be 5/6 multiplied by 12/5. If you change 2 and 2/5 into an improper fraction, it becomes 12/5. Now, having worked that, we get 2. Now we have to divide that with 5 with 5/3. So 3/5 divided by 2, we get 3/10. So we take 2 1/4 plus 3/10 all over 1 and 7/10. Remember, we are not working for the denominator. At this time, we continue carrying it out. Now we simplify the numerator. 2 1/4 plus 3/10, we get 2 and 11/20, all over 1 and 7/10 as the denominator. Now we can get the improper fraction of the 2. The numerator, the improper 8 becomes 51/20. For the denominator, it becomes 17/10. But since we are dividing, you can just as well as multiply by the reciprocal of 17/10, which is 10/17. And then if you simplify further, you can see 10 goes in self once, goes into 20. How many times? Twice. And then how many times does 17 goes into 51? Simplify that, and we will get our answer becomes 1.5. Kutu withdrew some money from a bank. He spent 3/8 of the money to pay Mutua's school fees and 2/5 to pay Tatu's school fees. If he remained with 12,330 shillings, calculate the amount he paid for Tatu's school fees. Now let's have some statistics first. Mutua's fees is 3/8. Tatu's fees is 2/5. Now, what is the remaining amount? We shall take the whole fraction to be 1 and then subtract the fractions he paid for Mutua's fees and Tatu's fees. We get that the remaining amount is 9/40. But we have been told this 9/40 is equivalent to 12,330 shillings. Now, what about Tatu's fees, which is 2/5? So if we relate, we shall have 2/5 multiplied by 12, that 3 shillings, times the reciprocal of 9/40, which is just 40/9. Or in that case, we are dividing by 9/40. Gives us 21,920 shillings as fees paid for Tatu. Now we have this equation without using a calculator. Evaluate 2/5 plus 2/3 of 3 3/4 minus 1/4 and 6 divided by 1 1/4 less 2 2/5 divided by 1 1/3 plus 3 3/4. Now we can simplify the part of first, which is taking 2/3 multiplied by 15/4. If you write 3 1/4 into improper fraction, it becomes 15/4. And then the denominator, we can simplify this part of division first. 2 and 2/5 divided by 1 1/3. It's like multiplying 12/5 and 3/4. Now we continue simplifying. We have the denominator. We have changed everything into improper fraction. So 2 1/5 is 11/5 multiplied by the what we have gotten, 2 1/3 of 3 and 3/4. It becomes 10/4, and then less 4 6, which is now 25/6 when written into improper fraction. Now the denominator, we had multiplied that part 12 and 12/5 multiplied by 3/4 it became 9 and 9 over 5. So we have 5 over 4 minus 9 over 5 plus 15 over 4. Simplifying further, we add the numerator and less 25 over 6. We have 8 over 15. The numerator we subtract 9 over 5 from 5 over 4, and then add 15 over 4, we get 16 over 5. Now if we simplify 8 over 15 divide by 16 over 5, we get a sixth. Without using a calculator, evaluate 1 and a fifth minus 1 and a third all over an eighth minus the square of negative a half. All of this minus 7 over 15 of 2. So we work the part of first. We have 7 over 15 of 2 is 14 over 15. And then the other side, because these are two distinct sums, the other side we work this part for the denominator, this part of squaring first. So if you square negative a half, you get a positive a quarter. So you have an eighth minus a quarter. Up there, the numerator, we have changed everything into proper fraction. So 1 and a fifth is 11 over 5. 1 and a third is 4 over 3. Now we simplify 11 over 5 minus 4 over 3, we get 13 over 15. 1/8 minus a quarter, we get negative 1/8. Then minus 14 over 15. So simplifying the starting part, this is 13 over 15, and all over negative 1 over 8, we get negative 6 and 14 over 15 minus 14 over 15. What do you get? Muya had 6 and a third hectare piece of land. He donated 7 over 8 hectare to a school and 1.5 hectare to a children's home. The rest of the land was shared equally between his son and daughter. Find the size of land that each child got. So we have some statistics here. Donation to a school is 1 over 8. Donation to children's home is 1.5. So the remaining land, we shall take the whole land, which is 6 and 2/3, less the donation of 7 over 8 and of 1.5. So we have that the remaining land is 4 and 7 over 24. But remember, the remaining land was divided equally among his children. So take a half of 4 over 27, we get that it is 2 and 7 over 48. So each child got 2 and 7 over 48 hectares. Without using a calculator, evaluate 2 and a third minus 1 and a fifth of 2 all over a quarter minus the cube of a half. Now we work the part of first for the numerator. The numerator we work the part of cube of a half first. Now if we work it out, we come and get, we have the numerator is 7 over 3 minus 12 over 5. The numerator we have a quarter plus an eighth, because the cube root of a half is negative an eighth, and then we are subtracting from a quarter, the two negative signs becomes plus. So you have a quarter plus an eighth. Now, if you subtract 7 over 3 minus 12 over 5, the numerator we have negative 1 over 15. The denominator, if you add a quarter and an eighth, you have 3 over 8. Now simplify further, we have negative 8 over 45. Express 5.5 recurring as a mixed number. Now, here we can say let R be 0.55 and then 10R is 5.5. So 10R minus R, you get 5.5 minus 0.5. So you get that 10R is equals to 5. So R is 5 over 9. So 5 over 9 is a fraction for 5, 5. Sorry, 0.5. So we have 5, our whole number, and the fraction 5 over 9. Yeah, if you are very keen, you realize that whenever you are given a recurring number, if you just count the decimal places, if it is 1, then you take that recurring number divide by, if it is 1, you divide by 9. If the decimal places are 2, you divide by 99. If the decimal places are 3, you divide by 999 3 times. You will always get the fraction. Evaluate 1 and 4/5 divided by 2/3 of 2 and a quarter minus 3 over 10. All of this divided by 5 over 6 plus 22 over 39 multiplied by 1 and 2 over 11. I think by now you have gotten the logic. First, do the part of off for the numerator, and then you follow by the division part. For the denominator, do the part of multiplication first, and then the rest will follow. Now, if you follow all those steps methodically, you will get the answer as 3 over 5. Now, a family use 2/5 of its monthly income on school fees. 3/4 of the remaining amount was used on family upkeep, while the rest was invested. The family invested 13,500 monthly. Calculate the amount of money the family used on school fees every month. Now let's have some statistics that school fees is 2 over 5. Upkeep is a quarter of the remaining. If you have school fees at 3 over 5, what is remaining is 3 over 5. We just subtract 2/5 from 1, and then you have 3 over 5. Now the remainder after upkeep, you take school fees plus upkeep, and then subtract from 1, which is the whole amount. Now you find that the remainder is 3 over 10. Now we have been told that the family invested the remainder. Now, if it means the remainder, relate, you relate 2/5 of 2/5 multiplied by 13,500 multiplied by the remainder, you get that it is that 6,000 shillings. So 2/5 is what the family has been spending on school fees. So it has been spending 36,000 on school fees.